All right, let's just jump right in. Every single day, it feels like there's some new, absolutely mind blowing AI development, right? The race is on for smarter, faster, more autonomous systems. But here's the thing, in this massive rush to the future, are we accidentally skipping the most important step? And that quote, man, it gets right to the heart of the problem. The dream of fully autonomous AI agents is, well, it's awesome, but the stakes are unbelievably high. Look, a small mistake from a simple chatbot is annoying, but that exact same kind of mistake, when it's amplified by an autonomous agent with real power, that can be an absolute catastrophe. So, how do we get there safely? Well, to get there safely, you need a map. And that's exactly what this three-level framework is. It shows you the path from where we are now, simple AI chats, all the way to full autonomy. Let's break it down. So, level one, this is probably where you're living right now. It's conversational AI. You're prompting it, you're getting responses, you're going back and forth. You are in complete control. You are the driver with your hands firmly on the wheel. Okay, now we get to level two, and this is where things start to get really interesting. Here, the AI can actually use tools. It can browse the web for you, it can run a piece of code, it can pull data from a document. You're still the director, setting the big picture strategy, but the AI is the one executing the individual steps. And then there's level three. This is the holy grail, right? The thing everyone's racing to build. These are autonomous agents that can plan, use tools, make decisions, and actually act on their own with very, very little human supervision. And that is a massive leap in capability. Okay, so when you see all three levels laid out like this, here's the big idea you absolutely cannot miss. These levels aren't just separate stages you graduate from and then forget, they build on each other. A level 3 agent is constantly doing level 1 and level 2 work. It's interpreting language, it's using tools, it's just doing it all by itself without you watching every single move. And that idea, that one level builds on the next, brings us to a really, really important point. Trying to jump straight to level 3 without truly mastering the first two, well, that puts you squarely in the danger zone. It's kind of like trying to run a marathon without ever bothering to learn how to walk first. So, why is it so risky? Well, a few big reasons. First, you just can't properly judge an agent's work if you don't get its basic strengths and weaknesses. Second, and this is the scary one, agents amplify every single error at a terrifying speed and scale. A badly written paragraph at level 1 becomes a deleted production database at level 3. Third, the skill of prompting that you learn in level 1, that evolves directly into how you give good instructions to an agent in level 3. And finally, you can't oversee an agent using tools if you've never learned how the AI interacts with those tools yourself. So, if mastering level 1 is so crucial, what does that actually look like? Because I can tell you, it's a whole lot more than just typing basic questions into a chat box. It's about developing a real, what we call strategic AI capability. Let's be honest, most people right now are stuck in what you might call Google mode. You ask a question, you grab the first answer, and you're done. You're maybe using 5–10% of the AI's actual potential, but strategic capability, that is something else entirely. It's about building a deep collaborative partnership with the AI to tackle complex problems and unlock 100% of its power. So, how do you get there? How do you unlock that full potential? Well, it all comes down to mastering these four interconnected meta skills. They are AI fluency, human AI collaboration, context engineering, and problem decomposition. Let's break each one of these down. First up, AI fluency. Now, this isn't about becoming a machine learning expert or a coder. It's about having a practical, working mental model. You got to understand that an AI is a pattern matcher, not a knower. You need to get that hallucination. Making things up isn't really a bug, it's a feature of how these things work. And that knowledge fundamentally changes how you use the tool. So here's a little gut check for you. Just ask yourself this. If a colleague came up to you, frustrated, and said, my AI chatbot just confidently invented a fact, could you explain to them in simple terms why that happened? If not, that's a perfect place to start building your AI fluency. The second meta skill, honestly, this one changes everything. It's human AI collaboration. This is about shifting your mindset from treating AI like a vending machine, put in a prompt, get an answer out, to treating it like a real creative partner. It's a back and forth, a real conversation where you co create the solution together. And here's another great way to check yourself. Think about your own sessions with AI. Are they quick, one or two exchange questions? Or are they longer conversations, 5, 10, even 15 messages back and forth, where you're refining, challenging, and building on what the AI gives you? The length of that chat is a pretty great indicator of true collaboration. Next up is context engineering. And let me tell you, this is your secret weapon. An AI, all by itself, produces generic, average of the internet content. Context engineering is the skill of injecting your specific expertise, your project's background, and your company's data to transform that generic mush into something that actually meets your expert standards. And finally, problem decomposition. You can't just give an AI a huge, vague goal like write a strategic report and expect anything good. This skill is about you acting like an architect, breaking that massive goal down into smaller, logical, executable steps that you can then guide the AI through one by one. This is how you stay in control on really complex projects. So, what do all these level one meta skills really add up to? It's not about becoming the world's best prompt writer. It's about building something far, far more valuable. It's about building the single most important skill of the future. Okay, take a look at this. These are the kinds of jobs that are emerging in the age of AI agents. Now, sure, some people will be leaders or creators, but notice something? The vast majority of us are going to be agent operators, and our job won't be to build these things from scratch. And here's the kicker: an operator's primary role is not writing the perfect instruction, it's having the deep, calibrated judgment to look at what an agent produces and know instantly if it's right or if it's dangerously wrong. And where does that judgment come from? It's forged in the fire of mastering level one. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Agents handle the syntax, humans bring the judgment. As AI takes over more and more of the doing, our irreplaceable value shifts to the thinking, the critical oversight, the strategic direction, the wisdom. And that leaves us with one last critical question that I want you to think about. As you use these incredible new tools, are you just passively using them to get tasks done? Or are you actively, consciously using every single interaction to build the one human skill that will only become more and more valuable: your judgment?